This is hourly. For 7 days. No drama. No superstition. Just discipline. Think of your mind like a garden. If you plant one seed and then stomp around it complaining that nothing is growing, that's not spirituality. That's sabotage. The seed needs consistent watering. Hourly repetition is watering. Not because the universe is hard of hearing, but because your own resistance is loud. Now let me make this practical and a little fun, because misery is not a spiritual requirement. The reason this works hourly is simple psychology dressed in common sense. Your dominant thoughts run on autopilot. Interrupt them often enough, and the route changes. You don't need to believe the affirmation at first. Belief is not the entry fee. Repetition is. Belief is the byproduct. So here is the affirmation. And yes, you're going to repeat the same one every hour. Not 10 different ones. Not whatever you feel like. One clear command. Say this, exactly as it is, out loud if you can, quietly if you must, but with intention. Divine intelligence goes before me now, making clear, easy, and successful my way. I am in the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing, and all things work in my favor. That's it. Simple, direct, no begging, no explaining, no emotional gymnastics. Now, your mind will immediately protest. It will say, "This sounds too easy. That's just pride disguised as intelligence." Or it will say, "But my situation is complicated." Of course it is. That's why you need intelligence greater than your own, going before you. Or it will whisper, "What if nothing happens?" My dear, something is already happening right now. You've just been affirming it unconsciously. Here's how to do this without turning it into another abandoned self-help experiment. First, set a gentle reminder on your phone, hourly. Not aggressive, not shaming, just a nudge. When it rings, stop for 10 seconds. You can be in traffic, you can be at work, you can be annoyed. None of that disqualifies you. Second, say the affirmation once, not 5 times, not 50. Once, slowly, with attention. This is not a chant-a-thon, it's a declaration. Third, let it go. Don't sit there scanning the sky for signs. Obsession is doubt wearing a fancy hat. Say it and move on. Now let me tell you what will likely happen around day 2 or 3, because I don't want you surprised and quitting. Things may feel a little uncomfortable. Old thoughts may push back harder. You might feel irritated for no clear reason. Congratulations, that's movement. When light enters a room, it reveals the dust. Don't panic and don't analyze. Keep going. Humor helps here. When your mind says, "This is stupid," you can smile and say, "So is staying stuck," and repeat the affirmation anyway. The beauty of this particular statement is that it removes pressure from you. You are not affirming that you know how everything will work out. You are affirming that intelligence precedes you, that your job is alignment, not control. Control is exhausting. Alignment is efficient. And let's be honest, you've tried controlling everything. How's that going? This affirmation also quietly reprograms timing anxiety. Right place, right time. Dissolves the frantic feeling that you're late, behind, or missing out. Doing the right thing calms the fear of wrong decisions. All things work in my favor does not mean everything feels good immediately. It means everything is cooperating, even the things that bruise your ego a little. If you want to strengthen this practice, here's a small bonus step. At the end of each day, just before sleep, say the affirmation one last time and add, "I am grateful." Gratitude seals the instruction. It's like signing your name at the bottom of a letter. Do not turn this into a test. Do not say, "If nothing changes by Thursday, I'm done." That's not faith. That's bargaining. 7 days, hourly. You can handle that. You scroll longer than that without blinking. And let me say this plainly, because someone needs to hear it without fluff. If you can't give 7 days to redirecting your inner speech, you are not too busy. You are too addicted to your old story. This is not about becoming fake positive or ignoring reality. It's about choosing which reality you feed. Life rearranges itself around clarity. Confusion invites more confusion. Clear words create clear pathways. You don't need to tell anyone you're doing this. In fact, don't. Sacred things work best in silence. Let results do the talking. And yes, they will show up in practical ways. A conversation, an idea, a delay that saves you trouble, an opportunity you weren't forcing. So here's your immediate action. Set the reminder now, not later, right now, hourly, for 7 days. And when it rings, no matter how you feel, say the affirmation. If you miss 1 hour, don't spiral into guilt. Guilt is useless. Just resume. And if you're tempted to ask, but what if this doesn't work for me? Ask yourself a better question. What if it does, and I finally stop arguing with my own good? Stay with me. We're just getting the wheels turning. Now, let's talk about what you should watch for, because results don't always arrive wearing a parade costume. Sometimes they come disguised as interruptions, a cancelled plan, a delayed response, a sudden urge to do something you weren't planning to do. If you're not careful, you'll call these inconveniences and miss the miracle entirely. Here's a hard truth delivered with love. Most people miss answers because they don't look the way they imagined. They want a jackpot, but the intelligence moving before them starts with a nudge, a thought, a shift, a different reaction. And because the ego loves drama, it says, that can't be it, and keeps waiting. Don't do that. When you repeat this affirmation hourly, you are not forcing life to obey you. You are removing your interference. You are stepping out of the way of a current that already knows where it's going. And that current is efficient. It doesn't waste energy on panic or overthinking. That's your job when you forget who's leading. You may notice that you start responding instead of reacting. Someone says something that would normally trigger you, and suddenly you pause. That pause is not weakness. That pause is power. You might find yourself making a decision more quickly, without the usual committee meeting in your head. That's alignment. You might feel calmer for no obvious reason. That's not boredom, that's peace finally being allowed in. Now, let me address the biggest sabotage pattern I see. Because if I don't, you'll do it and pretend you didn't. You'll start modifying the affirmation. You'll think, let me personalize it. No, that's impatience pretending to be creativity. Stick to the words. They were chosen because they are neutral, balanced, and authoritative. You are not asking, you are stating. Another thing you might try to do is measure progress every few hours. Please don't. That's like digging up a seed every afternoon to see if it's growing. Life does not respond well to micromanagement. Say it, release it, live your life. And yes, you're allowed to laugh at yourself during this process. In fact, humor keeps you loose. If you forget an hour and remember later, don't scold yourself. Just say, ah, there you are, and continue. Severity is not spirituality. Ease is. Let me give you a simple framework to understand why this works so deeply. Your mind has two main modes, command and commentary. Commentary is the endless narration of what's wrong, what might go wrong, what went wrong before. Command is brief, decisive, and calm. When you repeat this affirmation hourly, you are retraining the mind to operate in command mode. And life listens to command. Notice the language. Goes before me. That implies preparation, making clear. That dissolves confusion. Easy and successful. That removes struggle from the equation. You've been taught that effort equals suffering. It doesn't. It equals direction. Right place, right time. That neutralizes comparison and envy. You don't need someone else's lane. Yours is opening. All things work in my favor. That ends the habit of arguing with outcomes. If you want to deepen the effect without adding complexity, here's one more practice. When something doesn't go your way during these 7 days, and something will quietly say, this too is working in my favor. Not sarcastically, not through gritted teeth, just neutrally. This is not denial. This is trust. Now, let's be honest for a moment. Some of you will do this faithfully for 7 days. Some of you will do it for 2 days and then forget and then feel weird coming back to it. And some of you won't do it at all. You'll just listen, nod, and go back to repeating the same old thoughts. I can't help the last group. They are committed to their comfort zone. But if you're still listening right now, you're not that person. This practice is not about becoming someone else. It's about removing the noise so who you really are can function. You are not broken. You are distracted. You are not unlucky. You are misdirected. And direction can be corrected instantly. By the end of 7 days, you may not have fireworks. You may not have a dramatic reveal. What you will have is something far more valuable, internal alignment. And from that alignment, external changes follow naturally. Opportunities find you faster because you're no longer blocking them with doubt. People respond differently because you're not broadcasting desperation. Decisions feel cleaner because fear isn't steering the wheel. And here's something no one tells you. Once you experience this, you won't want to go back. Not because life becomes perfect, but because it becomes cooperative. You stop feeling like you're dragging the universe behind you. So let me leave you with this challenge, spoken plainly and without ceremony. Give yourself 7 days of disciplined speech, not positive chatter, not emotional affirmations. Clear, calm command. Hourly, 7 days. If your life shifts even subtly, you'll know exactly why. And when it does, I want you to do something important. Comment, not to brag, not to perform, just to acknowledge movement. Movement builds faith faster than theory ever will. Your words might be the nudge someone else needs. If this resonated, stay connected. Not because you need more information, but because reinforcement matters. Minds wander, direction holds. Remember, you don't need to chase what is already moving toward you. You simply need to stop saying things that tell it to stay away. Now go. Set the reminder, say the words, and let intelligence do what it does best. Every idea you have, every dream that refuses to die inside you, is like a blank check waiting to be signed by your belief. But most people never sign it because they keep asking, "Where's the money?" instead of saying, "I'm ready to receive." You see, money isn't a number in your account. It's a vibration. Abundance is a frequency, and until you tune into it, you'll keep hearing static. Imagine you're sitting in your car trying to find your favorite radio station. If you're even slightly off the frequency, all you hear is noise. But once you align that dial just right, the music flows effortlessly. That's exactly how abundance works. The universe is constantly broadcasting wealth, joy, and opportunity, but you have to tune your mind to receive it. Now, how do you do that? Let's start by clearing the interference. The biggest interference is fear. Fear that you don't deserve it. Fear that it's too late. Fear that you'll never get ahead. But remember this, fear is just faith pointed in the wrong direction. When you fear lack, you're believing in the power of scarcity. When you have faith, you're believing in the power of supply. It's the same energy, just reversed. So, start by redirecting it. Say to yourself right now, "I am the receiver of divine supply. What belongs to me cannot be lost." Don't just repeat it mechanically, feel it. Imagine the check already in your hands, the ink still fresh, your name written in bold letters across it. Because the universe doesn't respond to words, it responds to vibration. Here's something fascinating. Every time you speak in alignment with abundance, the energy around you shifts to accommodate that truth. But every time you say things like, "I'm broke," "I can't afford that," "It's not for people like me," the universe simply nods and says, "As you wish." Because it takes your words as commands, not complaints. So be mindful. You're not waiting for your miracle. Your words are creating it. Now, let's get practical. The first step to claiming your universal check is acknowledgement. You must first see it in your mind before you can hold it in your hand. Close your eyes each morning and visualize that check arriving. Don't worry about how it comes. That's the universe's department. Your job is to believe it's already on its way. The second step is gratitude. Gratitude is your signature on the check. Without it, the funds can't be released. When you wake up in the morning, instead of checking your phone, check your blessings. Thank the universe for what's already here. Because every moment you express gratitude, you're confirming your account is active. Gratitude is the receipt of abundance before it even arrives. And the third step is alignment. Alignment means your actions match your affirmations. You can't say, "I am abundant," while treating yourself like a leftover. Dress like abundance. Speak like abundance. Walk into every room like your breakthrough is already waiting there. Because when your energy reflects prosperity, prosperity finds you irresistible. I'll tell you a little story. There was once a woman who needed $10,000 desperately. She prayed, affirmed, visualized all of it. But nothing happened for weeks. One day, she decided to stop begging and start believing. She went out, bought herself a small bouquet of flowers, and said aloud, "These are my celebration flowers for the check that's already mine." Within days, she received a business opportunity that paid her more than she asked for. Do you see what happened? The moment she shifted from lack to gratitude, her vibration changed, and the universe matched it. And that's the key. The universe mirrors your energy. If you're desperate, it sends you more situations to stay desperate. If you're calm and trusting, it sends you proof that you're cared for. So, I want you to relax. Take a deep breath right now and say, "I am worthy of abundance. My check is already written. I now claim it with joy." You might laugh a little saying that, and that's good. Humor raises vibration. You can't attract miracles while frowning. So, smile while you say it. Imagine the universe smiling right back, saying, "Finally, you got the message." Now, let's address the elephant in the room, doubt. Doubt is that sneaky voice whispering, "What if this is all nonsense?" Oh, that voice loves to show up right when your breakthrough is around the corner. But remember this, doubt is the tax you pay for faith. It only means your old programming is being challenged. Instead of fighting doubt, observe it and then replace it. When it says, "It won't work," reply, "Watch me." Let's talk about energy for a moment, because this is where the logic behind all this comes in. Science tells us that everything is energy, including your thoughts. Thoughts are electromagnetic signals that attract frequencies of similar vibration. When you constantly think lack, you magnetize lack. When you think abundance, you magnetize opportunities, people, and ideas that match abundance. It's not magic, it's physics. Your thoughts broadcast a signal, and the universe tunes in to respond accordingly. That's why your inner dialogue matters. Think of it as your internal cashier. Every time you speak, you're either depositing or withdrawing from your energetic account. The more you speak abundance, the fuller your account grows. And one day, that energy must manifest into visible results. That's universal law. But I know, sometimes it's hard to speak abundance when your current situation looks the opposite. Maybe your bills are staring at you, your bank account looks like a bad joke, or you feel like life skipped your turn. But here's a truth I want you to hold tightly. What you see is temporary. What you believe is permanent. The spiritual check is already in your name. The physical one is just catching up. You must stop measuring your future by your current conditions. The moment you do that, you block the flow. Start measuring your life by the size of your faith, not the size of your wallet. Because your outer world will always rearrange itself to match your inner conviction. I remember once hearing someone say, "When you stop chasing money and start embodying abundance, money starts chasing you." And it's true. The moment you release the grip of worry, things begin to move. It's like unclogging a pipe. Once you clear the resistance, flow returns naturally. Now, let's practice something simple. Each morning, before you touch your phone or worry about the day, say these words out loud. Today, I receive my divine check. I am a magnet for wealth, peace, and joy. Everything I need is now flowing toward me. Don't just say it once, say it until your energy shifts, because repetition rewires belief. And when unexpected blessings come your way, a free coffee, a compliment, a sudden idea, recognize them as early deposits from your universal account. That's how the universe works. It sends small signs first to see if you're paying attention. The more you celebrate them, the bigger they get. Remember, you're not begging for abundance, you're authorizing its release. You're not a victim of circumstances, you're a co-creator with the universe. You're not waiting for your check, you're signing it with your energy right now. Take this message as your confirmation. The universe has not forgotten you. The delays weren't punishment. They were preparation. You were being refined to handle what's about to arrive. And now, it's time to cash that check not at the bank, but in your heart. Your new life begins the moment you stop doubting and start declaring. So declare it now. My divine check has cleared. I am rich in love, peace, and prosperity. Now that you've declared your divine check cleared, let's talk about what happens next. Because once you open the door to abundance, the universe begins rearranging your life to match that new frequency. And sometimes, that rearrangement looks messy. Things may shift, people may leave, old jobs may fade away. Don't panic, that's not loss, that's clearance. The universe can't deliver new blessings into a cluttered life. So when things seem to fall apart, whisper to yourself, my check is being processed. Here's the thing most people don't realize: manifestation isn't about suddenly getting rich overnight. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts richness. There's a difference between receiving money and holding money. You can receive it and still lose it if your mindset hasn't matured. That's why the universe often tests you with small amounts first, not to tease you, but to see if you can handle larger blessings without fear or self-sabotage. You've probably noticed that when you start to believe in yourself, opportunities begin showing up. But if you slip back into old doubt, those same opportunities vanish. It's not the world being cruel, it's simply mirroring your vibration. So, when the blessings start coming, don't let fear talk you out of them. Say to yourself, this is my divine check being cashed. Now, I want to show you how to handle your check properly. Imagine for a moment that the universe hands you this giant golden envelope with your name embossed on it. Inside, there's not just money but ideas, inspiration, health, and happiness. Your job is to open that envelope daily. How? Through your thoughts, words, and emotions. Each thought of gratitude opens a bit more. Each word of faith unfolds it further. Each act of joy brings what's written inside into physical reality. Let's break this into a simple formula. Think of it as your checker-claiming framework. Step 1, intention. Step 2, attention. Step 3, action. Intention means clearly deciding what you desire. Don't say, I just want more money. Be specific. What will that money do? Why does it matter to you? The universe loves clarity. Vague intentions create vague results. Attention means you focus on it without obsession. You hold the vision steady but peaceful. Think of it like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every hour to see if it's growing. You water it, trust it, and let nature do its work. And finally, action, not forced or frantic action, but aligned action. That nudge you feel to call someone, start that project, or send that email. That's the universe handing you the pen to endorse your check. You can't sit still and expect abundance to knock without effort. The universe rewards motion, not hesitation. So, if you've been feeling stuck, take one small, inspired step today. The moment you move, energy flows. Maybe that step is cleaning your workspace, forgiving someone, or finally starting that business you've been dreaming about. Whatever it is, that small move tells the universe, I'm serious about cashing my check. But let's add a little humor here, because too often, people try to manifest like they're auditioning for a miracle. They sit cross-legged, chanting for hours, then peek one eye open to check if a bag of money has dropped through the ceiling. Oh, my dear friend, it doesn't work like that. The universe isn't a genie, it's a mirror. It gives you exactly what you are, not what you wish for. If you want wealth, become wealth in thought, word, and deed. Now, let's talk about emotional alignment. Emotions are the ink that writes on your spiritual check. If you're grateful, joyful, and trusting, your check clears fast. But if you're anxious, doubtful, and impatient, the transaction bounces. That's why you must guard your emotions like your most valuable asset. Every day, ask yourself, am I vibrating as abundance or as lack today? If you catch yourself spiraling into worry, pause and realign. Take a deep breath and say, I'm safe. The universe is processing my deposit. One powerful practice I love is the receipt of faith. Write yourself a check today. Yes, an actual check. date it, fill in your name, and write the amount or the blessing you desire. Sign it, the universe. Then pin it somewhere visible, your mirror, your wall, your phone background. Every time you see it, smile and whisper, "It's already mine." Because the subconscious mind needs symbols. It believes what it sees repeatedly. And while you're waiting for that check to materialize, act as if it's already cleared. Walk into that store with confidence, even if you're just window shopping. Speak abundance into every situation. When someone asks, "How's everything going?" don't sigh and say, "I'm surviving." Say, "Things are working out beautifully for me." You don't have to lie. You're just speaking from your higher truth, not your temporary condition. You'll be amazed how fast things shift when your language changes. Words create worlds. The phrase, "I can't afford it," slams doors shut. Replace it with, "That's not a priority right now," or "The money for that will show up when I need it." That simple switch keeps your energy open, because remember, you're never out of money. You're just temporarily out of alignment with it. Let's also talk about people. The company you keep can either cash or cancel your check. If you spend time with complainers, critics, or cynics, their vibration can smudge your signature of faith. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with those who speak life, not lack. When someone says, "Money doesn't grow on trees," smile and say, "That's funny because oxygen, fruit, and wood all do." Let humor disarm their limitation. Never argue for your limitations. Argue for your abundance. And please, stop apologizing for wanting more. There's nothing spiritual about struggle. The universe doesn't celebrate your suffering. It celebrates your joy. When you prosper, you expand the energy of good in the world. You're not taking from others, you're proving what's possible. Every check you claim reminds others that they can claim theirs too. Now, let's talk timing, because this is where most people give up. They believe if it doesn't happen in a week, it's not working. But remember this, divine timing is precise. You wouldn't want your check to arrive before you're ready to handle it wisely. Sometimes, the universe delays to protect you from self-sabotage. So, if it feels slow, say, "Thank you for the perfect timing. My check is on express delivery from the divine." Let's do a small visualization together. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing in a golden post office rows of divine clerks, sorting checks with names glowing in light. One of them picks up a shining envelope and smiles. It has your name on it. They stamp it with approval and send it your way. Feel that surge of energy move through you. That's your confirmation. You don't have to chase it. It's already in transit. And here's the fun part. The universe loves a cheerful receiver. When your blessings begin showing up, don't downplay them. Celebrate every single one. You got a discount? Someone gifted you lunch? That's proof the flow has started. The more you celebrate small wins, the faster the big ones appear. Gratitude multiplies everything it touches. So, here's what I want you to do after this video. Take one small inspired action today. Maybe write that check to yourself. Express gratitude for 3 things you already have. Or simply walk around declaring, "I am rich in every way." Don't wait until you see evidence. Act as the evidence. The universe moves for those who move in faith. And yes, sometimes you'll have tough days. Days when you feel like you're talking to the air, affirming but seeing no result. On those days, remind yourself that faith isn't pretending everything's fine. It's knowing that even in silence, the universe is working. The check might be delayed, but it's never denied. You'll know it's close when strange coincidences start happening. You think of someone, and they call. You see repeating numbers, or you feel sudden bursts of peace for no reason. Those are divine notifications. They're saying, delivery in progress. Smile and receive them as confirmations that your vibration is on point. When the money comes, when the opportunity arrives, or when that miracle unfolds, receive it gracefully. Say, "Thank you, universe, for always providing." And don't forget to give. Generosity keeps the flow open. The more you circulate, the more comes back. You can't outgive the universe, but you can join its rhythm. So, chosen one, this is your reminder. Your spiritual check has been issued. It has your name on it, written in divine ink that never fades. Your job isn't to question if it will arrive, only to stay ready when it does. Keep your energy light, your faith strong, and your sense of humor intact, because abundance loves a joyful heart. And if this message has stirred something inside you, that's your soul remembering its inheritance. Don't keep it to yourself. Share this vibration with others. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you're ready to claim from the universe today. Say it aloud so the energy echoes, because the moment you speak it, you begin the process of receiving it. And before you go, I want you to remember this truth. You are the bank. The universe is the treasury. And together, you write the checks of destiny. So, walk boldly, chosen one. Cash that divine check with gratitude. Live like abundance is your birthright, because it is. Now go ahead and claim it. The teller window of the universe is open.